welcome back to The Real Deal with
Karen and
Maribel.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, this I think is our best one.
It is getting better.
It's not perfect, but it's definitely better.
Sí,
so, we hope you enjoyed the last episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening as well on Spotify or watching on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And like we said, as we say, if you guys have any suggestions on topics you want to talk about or want us to talk about, questions to answer, comment below, let us know.
Yep.
So let's kind of jump right into it. What we were discussing on the last one.
Yeah.
We were kind of on a roll there.
Yes, we were. Yo creo que también la gente se queda así como que, oh my God, I want to know more.
Yeah. I hope so. Did we leave you wanting more?
I hope we did.
So tell us, because I tell you, like I said, we're saying how, so recap, we're talking about how brilliant Karen is with numbers.
Yes, and how brilliant you are with writing and language.
Yes.
Yes.
And we were kind of saying how for you, when you were learning the language, you were very aware of your sentence structure and all of that because you didn't want to be singled out as an immigrant.
Yes.
And I think that's important because that was the climate, I guess you could say, of the times that we were growing up in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand exactly what you're saying. Because for me, having been born in LA, grew up there, like, you know, they say your formative years are your first 5 years of life. So kind of most of my formative years were down there. And, you know, having my grandma speak Spanish only, that's what I was exposed to. But also having a white grandpa.
Cierto. Yes.
I had the exposure of English. My mom spoke to me in Spanish. She would practice her English, but she has an accent too. My dad does not. He would only speak to me in English. So I had a lot of that mixture of English and Spanish going on at the same time.
¿Tu papá es nacido aquí? ¿Él llegó pequeño?
Okay, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. You don't have to get into details if you don't want to. I was just curious porque digo de tu mamá.
I've had conflicting stories my whole life growing up, so I actually honestly don't know
for sure
what is truth and what has come to light.
Yeah.
And not until maybe I get all the facts of that story, or it's for another time. Like, but I don't really know. All I know is that my dad's been here in the U.S. for as long as... that he speaks English, there's no accent.
Oh, okay.
None at all. Not even an LA accent. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
It does. Yeah, I feel like everybody has their little accent.
The kind of the annotations, yeah. So, when we moved out here to Paris at such a young age, I was exposed to a lot of white people.
White people? Yeah, because I was going to say, I don't think there were a lot of Mexicans. No. So what you're trying to say, it's maybe white people. It's fine. I mean, they're white.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't want anyone to be like, oh my God, because I'm not. It's just that's what was there.
That's what it is.
That's what it was. Like, if you look at the roster of my first grade class, there's a lot of Jessicas and Jenny's.
Yes.
Jenny and Jessica's were big.
Yeah. How about Ashley's?
Not.
That's a
couple. They were sprinkled, but it was a lot of Jessicas, a lot of Ashleys. Oh my gosh, what else? Elizabeth's.
Okay.
There's a lot of Elizabeths.
I never saw that. Nunca pensé que ese nombre era como más americano. Lo he oído más, pero como en mexicanos.
Oh, okay. No, there was a lot of that. Marks, Andrews, Johns.
Josh?
No, not so many Joshes.
That's weird. That's weird. Well, but yeah. So you were exposed then to a lot of
that. So I picked up a lot of that, like how I sound, because which is funny because I've had it throughout my life, have had people tell me when they hear my name, because my full name is Maria Isabel Sanchez. That's what's on my birth certificate.
Yes.
I go by Maribel because that's, I don't know why Hispanics like to do that.
The clash of Maria Isabel.
They do, but then instead of like a nickname like Mari or Isa or something like that, I just had a whole other name as my nickname.
Yes.
So Maribel, and that's the name I've had since I can remember.
Yeah.
And so that's my name.
Todos te conocen así,
That's
right?
how
Everybody knows you.
Even my high school graduation diploma says Maria Isabel, parentheses, Maribel Sanchez.
Oh, wow. That is so cool.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I've had people in my life tell me, like, you're Hispanic? Yes. You don't sound Hispanic. So I'm like, well, what does a Hispanic sound like if I don't?
Sounds like me.
Which I think, yeah, because, you know, you hear accents from people who've come from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And it's not that the people that were born here, and it's not that they don't know the language, it's just words that you grew up hearing.
Sí, siento que
how that blend.
No, ajá, a veces no siento que es tanto como que cómo lo pronuncian, sino cómo lo hablan, como ciertas palabras que usan o ciertas expresiones que usan. Es lo mismo en México. Like, yo hablo bien español, pero para alguien de alguna otra área de donde yo no soy, puede decir, oh, tú hablas chistoso el español. And it's like, no, you're the one that talks funny.
Exactly.
Pero, you know, that's what it is. Like, como que cada área tiene sus... I don't know, it's just weird.
It is, and it's funny, too, because like I said, now in these times growing up, it doesn't matter. Like, people finally, thank God, have just let it go.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? But me growing up, it's like, okay, you learned how to code switch. I hope we all know what code switching is. It's from sounding like this to, you know, being a little more slang and urban.
Sí, como adaptarte a lo que es. Pues sí, como yo también no creo que hablo, pues sí, es algo como profesional, no voy a hablar como usualmente hablo.
Yeah. I know my kids make fun of me for it all the time because they're like, Mom, when you're on the phone with your clients, you have a fake voice.
You do.
It's
like, cuando a veces te oigo hablar por teléfono me asombra porque es como que you have all this energy and you're like so like, oh my God. If I was on the other end, I'd be like, man, what is she on? Like, why is she so excited? Pero no, I mean, es una cosa buena. Pero para mí sí me queda así como...
Okay, that, I can explain that. So let me tell you. I used to work at an interior design place. And the receptionist there, she was always like so happy when she was talking when someone would call. Yeah. And there was always one particular vendor who would call, and he was always so very happy. And for whatever reason, it stuck with me. She was like, you know, whenever he calls, he always sounds so cheerful and happy when I can hear him, that if I'm having like a bad day right here at my desk, for whatever reason, like paperwork, clients or whatnot, he calls and he just cheers me up right away. That I just, you know what, he makes me feel better. I can like go along with the rest of my day because he's called. You know, he could be checking up on an order, but he just sounds so happy and cheerful. And I was like, that for me, being like in my 20s, learning customer service and how to speak to clients, that always stuck with me, that the other person on the phone, they could be having like a really shitty day. Yeah. And if you call like, hi, so
no,
blah,
y es que
blah, blah.
No, sí, claro, no es lo mismo. Como empezar la conversación de que, hey, pues,
or if you sound scared. Hi, so I'm calling because like, you know what I mean?
So like, you gotta give it that little tone of like, hey, I have bad news, but how are you?
Exactly. Like, and so for me, when we talk about how introverted I am, and how that takes a lot, that is what takes a lot of energy for me, because I'm literally, that's not how I am on the phone with people I know, like you, my family, my kids, my husband. So when I'm talking to these strangers, these people, I am on. I'm like, hey, hi, welcome, or thanks for calling, or hi, I'm calling because.
Yeah.
Because I want them to know, like, hey, first of all, I'm not scary. I'm not going to ask you for your social security number. I'm not going to try to sell you a timeshare. I'm not collections.
Yeah.
And they might be having a bad-ish day. So maybe after they spoke to me, they might be like, oh, she was uniquely happy for some reason, but I feel good.
Yeah. No, sí se pasa. Yo creo que sí. Es como que, oh, she's happy. Maybe I should
but
be
it
happy
takes
too.
it takes a lot of energy from me, because then after I'm like, oh God, thank God that's over.
Yep. Yeah, también me pasa lo mismo. But yeah.
So let's go back to you and how brilliant you are with numbers.
What was it?
And I find it so amazing that, because you said in the previous episode that you had your child very young.
Yes, I was 16.
I think, and then the fact that you could still keep up your grades, I mean, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is really super, because there are young girls who they go through that, and then they don't get to have the same kind of result with their grades, and maybe they have to do like GED or wait till their child is older to finish high school. So, and you said that they had a daycare.
Yeah, y de hecho eso pasó, bueno, pues regresando como a lo que terminamos de hablar, digo, de eso del lenguaje siempre fue como un complejo, algo así como que no tengo que aprenderlo bien porque pues no lo sé.
Sí.
So, tengo que aprenderlo bien. Y pues digo, ¿sabes? Pues la movie de Mean Girls. Donde la niña también dice, a mí me encantan las matemáticas porque las matemáticas es un lenguaje mundial. It's like everybody understands numbers, or at least they should understand numbers.
Pero sabes que estamos bien jodidos aquí en los Estados Unidos, porque los números que nos enseñan aquí no son los números que todo el resto del mundo sabe.
Yeah, a lo mejor no.
Porque nosotros estamos en pies y pulgadas, y los demás están en kilómetro, en metros, en centímetros. Eso, estamos bien jodidos aquí.
Es cierto. So, de ahí también me quedé así como, pues sí, es cierto. Pero de todos modos, siempre me han gustado los números. Después, cuando fui por eso, de estar faltando a la escuela, y era como que los grados seguían igual, sí iba y no iba. Pues sí, mi familia me ayudaba mucho pues a cuidar a mi niño, pero había veces que, o sea, yo también era como que no, like, ya no quiero hacer esto, pero pues, I mean, I was 16, so it's like, what else am I gonna do? So, ya cuando estaba faltando mucho, fueron a mi casa y me dijeron, ¿cuál es la razón que no estás yendo? No, pues porque no tengo babysitter. ¿Y qué te parece si acomodáramos a tu niño como en un daycare y no sé qué? Me quedé así como de, si es que fuera en la escuela, I would do it. Like, no voy a dejar a mi niño en un lugar
ellos vinieron
fueron a mí. No, algo así, pero como que siento que ellos también se quedaron pensando, es como que, este es un problema que estamos mirando. O sea, no nomás es una niña, dos niñas, son bastantes que no están yendo a la escuela porque pues tienen que cuidar a sus hijos. Era como que, pues sabes que ya como a la semana me llaman y me dicen, ¿sabes qué? Estamos trabajando en esto. So, la guardería va a estar lista en unos cuantos meses, pero mientras, ¿qué tal si nada más vienes y recoges trabajo? Lo haces en tu casa y lo regresas y todo.
Como estudiar de casa, pues.
Tipo homeschool. So dije, I can do that. Y sí, pues caminaba yo con mi niño en la carriola, recoger mis cosas, and then drop them off. Ya cuando tuvieron el daycare ahí en la escuela en donde yo estaba yendo, fue de los primeros que entraron.
Oh, wow.
And it was, like, ahora me quedo pensando, and I'm like...
¿Salvajes?
No salvajes, no, hasta eso no, pero me quedo así como de, estábamos tan tontos, porque en ese tiempo, pues yo me iba temprano, tomaba desayuno con mi hijo ahí. But it's like, really, like now, como decimos, ahora mirándolo con ojos de mamá, it's like, that is not ideal. That wasn't ideal at all. Like, ¿qué mamá quiere que su hija de 16 años vaya a high school con su bebé? It's like, no.
Ya te entiendo.
Nobody wants that. And I did it, and at the time it was like, I'm doing this shit, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and And it's like,
Isn't that crazy? Como cambia, como ves al mundo,
sí.
que cuando tú estás pasando por eso, a ver a tus hijos, it blows my mind a little bit. Like, I understand my mom and my dad a lot.
Yep.
When they say we want different, we want more, we want better for you. But it's just crazy because when you're going through it, when you're that age, you're just, in your handling, you're like, oh, wow. And then you look back and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
How did this child survive?
Sí, es como que tú creías que de verdad estabas haciendo lo mejor, pero en realidad pudo haber sido mejor. Y no, claro que no me arrepiento de haber tenido a mi hijo. Claro
no es
que
de eso.
No es
nomás
como que,
piensas atrás y ves, like, hasta para tú misma, like, ¿cómo te podría salir tu vida si hubieras tomado estos pasos?
Otra decisión distinta.
Ajá, contra lo que viviste.
Que igual, ¿verdad? O sea, siempre me pongo a pensar en, it's like, if I had the chance to go back in time and change one little thing, I really don't think I would change anything, porque la más pequeñita cosa que cambiara afectaría muchas cosas más.
Right.
Y la verdad, it's not to be cheesy, but my life is not perfect. It's not at all, like, far from perfect. Pero I wouldn't change my kids. I wouldn't change having them and them being the way they are and tener a mi matrimonio la manera de que es, and I wouldn't change a thing.
I know. I agree. I know. Oh my God, you make me teary-eyed because I totally agree with you because a little similar to how you were. Like, I got pregnant young too. I was already out of high school, but I was still 19.
Yeah, it's
turning
still young.
20.
It's like
and was in college. So, I mean, like I said, I went to that design school. I didn't go to a 4-year like I wanted to. I went to design school. So I was in my first going into my second year. And I like you, I think back and I'm like, what if I had just gone to that 4-year school instead? Would I have still? Maybe not, because I would be living at school, probably like my daughter is now, and then coming home on weekends or whatnot. But then I wouldn't have her. And if I didn't have her, then I wouldn't have Kelly. And then I wouldn't have Rocco and Natalia. And I'm just like, I can't envision them not being here.
Yep.
Like, they're just these amazing little people. And I agree.
Yeah, no, y sí, o sea...
I'm telling you, you're making me teary. I love these children.
Para decir, y bueno, y en ese tiempo también lo hacían tan glamuroso con 16 and Pregnant y que no sé qué. Eso era como que la otra vez platicábamos de una niña que estaba en ese, que llevaba a su niño a ese daycare y pensando en que, I want to help my little sister get pregnant. And it's
that's like, totally different.
And it's like, why you're 16 and you're going through it and you're in high school y estás aquí struggling con tu bebé, trayéndolo al daycare y todo. But you want to help your little sister get pregnant? Porque, no sé, había tanto, como este show de que, lo hacían ver tan... No lo hacían ver tan lindo o tan glamoroso, pero es como que, pues, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Pero estaban en la tele. Y I think what these younger kids probably watching that didn't realize is that they weren't trying to make them famous.
No.
It was a documentary. It backfired. I think where they went wrong in the first place was that they put it on MTV.
Yeah.
First of all, that should have been like on the Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel.
Let's just be real, because any documentary like show or whatever was always on the. I think. Hold on. We should probably open the door.
Pause it or open it up.
Yeah. Hold on, folks. Just a second, because.
Just a second.
We tend to notice when the lights start to turn down automatically, then we have technical problems. So we don't want to go through that again. So
we go. It's fixed.
Yay, and we're back. Okay, but you know how whenever you were going to watch a documentary, if it was like on the Discovery Channel, it was kind of boring, but you learned something, but it was boring. I think they brought it to MTV. I understand the purpose was to reach a younger crowd, but then it ended up, I think, having the opposite effect where it was like glamorizing it, kind of.
Yeah, sí, como que agarró.
Not that they were making them glamorous, but it was like, oh, well, they could do it, and they're in love, and it's.
La atención que agarró quizás no fue la mejor. So, en ese tiempo era como que, oh, pues, it's okay, I guess, to be 16 and have a kid.
Yeah.
Pero, and yeah, I mean, I went through all that, pero sí, o sea, volvemos a lo mismo, like, ahora mirando ahora, pues yo y mirándome hacia atrás, es like, bro, I was just a kid raising a kid. Like, yo ni siquiera había... pues sí, ni siquiera había entrado como a mis años de adulto para saber qué estaba pasando conmigo y ya estaba cuidando de un bebé. So, yes.
I agree. I know. I agree. And my parents would tell me and I would be like, I'm not a kid. I'm grown. I'm like, I'm 20.
No.
And which is funny because I'll tell Madison, my oldest one, right? I tell her when she turned 20 this year. So I told her, I'm like, can you imagine yourself like having a baby right now? And she's like, no. And I'm like, this is me and your dad. Like, you are 19 about to turn 20. That was us having you.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's wild. She's like, I can't. And she's like, no, not gonna be me.
How did you do it?
Yeah. And even I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, like, it's crazy. It's wild. I'm like, how did we do it? But we did.
Yep.
We managed it. We made it work. And.
Yeah. Y como te digo, no, la verdad, también piensas como, yeah, no, it wasn't ideal. And, yes, the idea of not having him was there, like when I first, found out.
I think that is very plausible because that was also an idea that went through my mind. Yeah.
And it wasn't, no fue por mí. It wasn't an idea that I had. It was an idea that, somebody else was like, well, maybe you shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Pero era como que no. Like en ese momento yo me quedo pensando, la persona que trajo esta idea nada más estaba de verdad mirando mi bien. Si mi hija estuviera en esa situación, yo le diría lo mismo.
Exactly.
No, it's not that I'm like, oh, pues vamos a deshacernos de esta vida and it's like nothing happened. But it's like, baby, you're 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like this.
It's very, I understand exactly what you're talking about. And I feel like only people who have been in that situation can really understand why that thought goes through your head in the first place. Whether it's coming from you or someone suggesting it. Because it's very much like, you're 16, I was 19. Like, what did we really know about life? Like, I told Maddie, and it's just so funny because she grew up with us. And she'll be like, Mom, I feel like I'm like the oldest of my friends, even though we're all the same age. And I'm like, well, yeah, because their parents, when they had them, are probably a lot older than us right now. Like, you have young parents for you. Yeah. Kelly, I'm probably, okay, a little more like the average. Everyone's having around that time. I think it was like 27 I was when I had her. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'll probably find more people my age in her class. Like,
de su edad, yeah.
De los niños que se junta Kelly, her friends, parents will probably be more my age. Rocco and Natalia, I was older. I was 32 and 33. So with them, I might be one of the older parents. Not super old, but at least somewhat older. Yeah. So I may not have as many people my age. They're going to be maybe younger than me.
A lo mejor, sí.
Yeah. But with Maddie, I'm always going to be a younger parent in comparison to who her friends are. Yep. Or anyone her age. Yep. And she just, it blows her mind sometimes too. But she's like, because I know all of these things and my friends don't even know about any of this stuff. And I'm just like, where have you been? And I'm like, well, first of all, you had co-parents. But second of all, we were young when we had you. So you're going to know things that, you know.
Yeah. No, sí, y te digo, como te digo, esa idea, ahora la entiendo. Ahora la entiendo, era como que, pues sí, like it wasn't, no fue algo malo para esas personas de sugerir esto. Because now I understand it. They were just looking out for me. Pero en ese tiempo era como que no. ¿Cómo crees que voy a hacer eso? I was stupid, so.
No,
en este caso no es como estupidez, pero sí era como que nomás, I'm just not gonna listen to you.
Right.
And, pero no creo que en alguna vez ha pasado por mi mente decir, oh, hubiera hecho esto. Like, no. I mean, fuimos por eso, and it was hard, pero pues en otra cosa que viene también de eso es ahora como mamá y un poco más centrada en mi persona, en más como ya ahora que me conozco yo un poco más, ahora que ya pues digamos que he batallado por cosas que yo pasé para darle lo mejor a mis hijos, ahora queda ese como culpa of having him that young. It's like, why did I do that? No por mí, sino por él. Es como que yo no pude darle la mamá que él merecía esos primeros años. It wasn't until he was like 5 or 6 that I really started to grasp the idea of like, this is a human being that you are raising, and that whatever it is that he goes out and do and say and whatever comes from what you are and what you're embedding in him. So that was hard. Era como que
the lights are going out again.
Let me step out.
Just technical difficulty. It's not even a difficulty. We just got to make sure we keep the lights on, so our lights on in here don't shut off on us and we're like in the dark.
So eso era como que, y ahora todavía entra esa culpa de que I just owe him a lot. And no es como que yo quiero decir que no es como que él va a venir y me va a cobrar y me va a decir, oh, pero ¿recuerdas cómo fuiste conmigo cuando tenía 1, 2, 3, 4 años? No.
He's not gonna.
Yo creo que como madre siempre estamos pensando en like, am I really giving my kids my best, my best version, the best that I can. So eso siempre va a estar. And it doesn't matter what I do. I know that I'm not ever gonna be able to like darle eso, because eso ya pasó. And it's like,
no, I agree with you. It's very true, and I think a lot of parents feel that way too. I would think, at least moms. It's part of mom guilt. I feel, where you're always trying to be a better mom. You're always, and I think this is where that whole thing comes in, where sometimes it's a little lopsided in like men versus women as parents, where I feel like as a mom, you're always in your head, como dices, trying to evolve as a mom. How can I be better? Like right now in this moment as a person interacting with my child, how can I be better? How can I try different techniques that I didn't know about when the first one was born, that this one was born, to get, to raise them better? We're always constantly thinking about that, and we talk about that, and then you don't really hear if the dads or the men, like, is that going through their mind too? Like, are they like, how do I be a better dad? Like, am I yelling too much? Am I not yelling enough? Am I this and that? Like, we're always, it's on. All the time, on, spinning at the top. Like, this whole section right here is dedicated, like, nonstop to how we're evaluating ourselves as moms. All the time. and it's exhausting.
Ya, no importa la cantidad de, a lo mejor, trabajo o si es que vas de vacaciones y te estás distrayendo. And yeah, you can, puedes a lo mejor olvidarte de eso, pero...
Well, like you said, on vacation. You could be on vacation, right?
Yeah, yo creo que...
And you could see another family and they're all like happier than hell. And you're probably like, fuck. Am I like that? How can I be like that? What are they doing? When it could just be a happy moment at the time, and the rest of their vacation is shit. But you don't know that. But you just see the happy moment, and you're like, "Fuck! How can I be like that?" And then that's what you're thinking of the rest of the vacation. How you can be a better mom when you get home. Yeah. Oh, should I have brought my kids this time? Oh, I'm a shit parent for not bringing my kids this time with me. Yeah. And that's not even it. But
it's always there. Siempre. Una cosa que yo creo que sí ha ayudado es como que tener comunicación con ellos. Yo sé que mi hija, pues la más chica, a lo mejor, she's very smart, so I know she understands. Like cuando yo hablo con ella and it's like, oh, just know that this is what I'm doing for you.
Yeah.
Pero este tipo de pláticas va más con mi hijo porque, como te digo, es el más grande y este último año ha sido el año que ha sido como más challenging por nosotros. So, cuando estuvimos yendo por problemas y eso, que me acuerdo que tú, pues sí, de ti salió es como que, you know what, you need to sit down and tell him this is why I'm doing this. And I was like, I guess I need to do that. I guess I need to give my child explanations now. Pero
I remember we talked about that, and I was always just like, look, I'm not saying anything's going to be perfect. I'm just telling you what I do with mine. Maybe it'll help you.
Yeah. And it's not...
I'm really, like, weary about giving people parenting advice because I'm like, I'm not saying what I do is perfect. It's just what's working for me and this child in this moment in life. Maybe it can work for you.
Y créeme que yo también hay veces que me quedo así como de no es como que te esté dando advice. I'm just telling you what I do. And if that works for you, fucking great.
Exactly.
And if it doesn't, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pero cuando oigo así comentar como tú, like a lo mejor I didn't really ask you, like, oh, ¿tú qué haces? O ¿tú qué harías si fueras yo? Pero pues siempre tengo una mente abierta como que, well, maybe I can give this a try. Or no, that's just not gonna work for me. So esa vez me quedé así como de, it's not that no es como que me estoy excusando, no es como que estoy diciendo, oh, this is the way I am and I'm never gonna change and I'm sorry, you gotta deal with this. No, pero I guess it's just something to give him so that he can understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And más que nada, pues su edad también es como que yo siento que tú ya entiendes. And I don't want you to grow up and be like, oh, it's because my mom, and don't even know where that really comes from.
Yeah.
Porque digo, a mí me tomó muchísimo tiempo para saber muchas de mis cosas de dónde venían.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want you to go through that. Like, identify, like, if this is something that, you know, it's coming because of how I talk to you or how I treat you, let's talk.
Yeah.
Because if it's something that I can fix, if it's something that I can change, trust me, I will do it. Porque mis hijos son mi prioridad. I mean, I don't want them to grow up and be all messed up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so cuando eso pasa, es como que, okay, tenemos que hablar y tenemos que poner todo sobre la mesa. Cuando yo te estoy diciendo que yo reacciono de esta manera porque a mí me pasó esto, porque yo pasé por esto, no es una manera de excusarme y decirte, oh, you know, they did it to me, so now I'm going to do it to you. No, es una manera de decirte, esto me pasó, yo reacciono así por esto, pero perdóname, porque tú no tienes la culpa y yo no debería de reaccionar así contigo. So moving forward, I will catch those moments and I will choose a better way to react. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
Now, if you know that I am doing this again, you gotta tell me, hey, Mom, this is what's going on.
Exactly.
So, de ahí me quedé así como de, bueno, él me entiende, so, hemos creado una relación mucho mejor.
Oh, that's good.
Yo creo, yo siento y yo creo que cada madre siempre se va a poner a pensar como que, oh, la manera en la que yo estoy creando a mis hijos es lo mejor. And they're gonna turn out to be the best human beings. Pero, I mean, I don't know. I'm giving
Here,
them
I'll go this time and go.
Oh, se siguen apagando.
I know. Well, keep talking, girl. I'll go turn the lights on for us.
But yeah, I want them to al menos sí saber que con teniendo comunicación las cosas pues claro que van a ser mejores.
Yeah, that's...
And not just, oh, my mom is mad and she don't want to talk about it and we don't talk about Bruno and...
Yeah.
That's that, no.
No, agreed. And I think that's one thing early on from... Because you know how you're saying that it took you a minute to really kind of come into like, oh, I'm a mom.
Yes.
This is how I gotta be. I understand that feeling because I remember when Maddie was born, like just saying like, I have a daughter. Like that just sounded so foreign and so weird.
Yes.
But one thing I did tell myself was like, okay, I don't want to have... I want to have a better relationship with my daughter than maybe what I had with my mom.
Yeah.
Because it was very... contentious. It was... I love my mom to death, and I know she loves me to death, and it was just that we're like two different people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it was. We're two different people. And because I was so used to already being like independent, that I wanted to do things my way. And it was over here like, no, you're still a child. And I was like, yeah, but I'm already doing what I kind of want to do. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of that clashing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't want to have... And then I think it came down to communication.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have communication with... She always was like, yeah, you can come to me. But... it just didn't feel like I could.
Exacto. Siento que a lo mejor comunicación, tú puedes tener comunicación con cualquier persona, pero no va a ser la misma comunicación que con una persona a la que tú le tienes confianza.
Yeah.
Y se oye tan mal, pero, o sea, no nada más porque es tu mamá va a tener tu confianza.
Exactly.
It just, the
and I know, and
it's just not there.
Yeah. Like, it's better now after I had my daughter because... It just, when I told my parents I was having her, the parent that I thought would be, like, the supportive one, it was, like, not who I thought. Mm. And the one who I thought wouldn't was, like, the one. Mm-hmm. So that really, like, changed for me.
No.
That doesn't mean I was an open book in expressing my feelings to them. But it helped me and my mom really... bond a lot better after I had her, so that was one good thing. But it took that moment, that life change for that to happen. So when Maddie was born, I from the beginning I was like, well, I want to make sure that I at least always make her feel like she can always come to me, that we can talk and have a relationship. And it wasn't like we were having deep conversations when she first started talking.
No.
But it was, you know, from whatever age she was, I always made sure that our relationship grew as she grew. Mm-hmm. And that when it was time to talk about certain things, that even if I didn't want to talk about them, I would do it. And it's like, okay, it falls on me. I'm her mom. I gotta...
Yep.
The period talk.
It's
oh
man.
That's
period talk.
The period talk. The first time you do it, you don't know you don't know how to.
It's like I know what goes on, but how do I explain it to a child?
Yeah, and especially when it's like your first one, your daughter, and you're like, I'm sorry, it's gonna suck, but so I don't know. So I didn't want to for the life of me, but I was like, no, this is.
Yeah.
I'm like, because my mom didn't explain it to me.
And then okay, espérame. Ahorita me recuerdas que regresé a esto. Pero eso que decías es bien importante cuando dices que había cosas que ella quería hablar y tú no. Yo me acuerdo, me imagino que esta quote a estar en donde sea, so probably if you go and Google it, you're gonna find it. Pero era que if you don't pay attention to the small things when they're little, they're not gonna come to you with the big things when they're adults, because all those small things for you they're small, pero para ellos que están chiquitos, they have always been big things. So cuando ya están grandes, it's like, why would I go to her with this thing? She's not gonna pay attention.
That was I remember the moment. I was 16 and I was having a conversation with my dad and that exact thing, and from then I was like, okay, I'm not coming to you with my feelings. Never again. Like, that was it.
Yeah, it's como que, well, that's, like, y con mis hijos es like, you know what, like, me salen de su cuarto a lo mejor y me están contando de tantos videojuegos y que hicieron esto, que hicieron otro. Más de la mitad yo no sé de qué están hablando, pero nada más agarro la última palabra que dijeron and I'm like, oh, so you got a boat, and then they go again and they're like, oh, and it was black, and you found that, oh, how cool.
I know. It's like, same thing. My son, because he's into Pokemon right now. I don't know anything about Pokemon. It's been around since I was a kid, and I still don't know how many little monsters Pikachu turns into. And now they've got all these other, like, a whole poster board of characters. And I'm like, so he'll tell me, Mom, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, really? Well, which one's your favorite? Well, just like, okay, it's okay, because one day he's going to grow out of it.
Yep.
Just go with it.
And that's another thing. It's like, dude, they are going to grow out of it. Like,
the phase
en un futuro vas a querer que tu hijo esté ahí hablándote tanto tiempo.
Yeah.
It's like, en un futuro...
No, you gotta put up with it. You gotta just... And sometimes I know he'll catch me when I'm trying to do something. And so I'll realize, okay, he's talking to you. Because he's like, Mom. I'm like, okay, let me finish this. And then when give me 2 seconds, I finish it, and then I'm like looking at him in his eyes. Okay, tell me again. Explain from the beginning. Don't leave anything out.
Yeah.
So then at least they feel like, okay, because they come to you all the time. Sometimes, girl, I can't even get away from them when I go to the bathroom.
No,
they're yelling at me through the door. Mom, guess what? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I just want to pee.
Just 1 minute.
just let me pee. Yeah. No, I have video from when Natalia was little. I went to the bathroom. She's like barely learning to walk. She can't even talk yet. I don't know why we had drumsticks, but we did. She followed me to the bathroom. I closed the door. She's banging on the door with the drumstick. She's sticking her hand underneath the door with the drumstick. And I'm like, I just wanted to pee. I will be right back.
Oh, no. Yeah. Sí, te digo, son cosas pequeñas para nosotros. Para ellos son grandes.
Yeah.
So, digo, okay, like, a lo mejor no es que no los quiere escuchar, pero I try. And I try to engage. Because like, I want them.
Like you said, those are the things that they know you'll listen to the small stuff. So they'll come to you for the big stuff.
Yeah. Y eso de tener pláticas así también, como hablabas con tu niña y pues sí, del periodo, I mean, it's algo, it's natural, it's gonna happen, so you gotta talk about it. Y como decimos, o sea, sabemos todo lo que pasa, but how do I explain it to her?
I bought a book, actually.
Yeah.
I bought a little, like, you're growing up kind of book. So first, I also waited till they had that class meeting.
Okay.
Where they separate the boys and the girls and talk about. So I'm like, okay, when they do that, then I already kind of had it planned out. I bought this book. It's like your body is changing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I got it at Target.
Oh, okay.
And so then I gave it to her, and then I was like, okay, look, they already kind of talked to you at school about this, and then here's this book. First, I want you to take a look at the book, and then we're going to talk about the book. And whatever questions you have, let's discuss them. And so it kind of helped break the ice. So it wasn't like me traumatizing her, like, hey, so one of these days you're going to be bleeding. You'll be fine, though.
Y es que eso era lo que iba, es como que son pláticas importantes y sí, como buscas la manera de cómo explicárselos para que ellos a lo mejor de pequeños lo entiendan, and this is what your body is doing, and you know, it's normal, it's what's gonna do.
Exactly.
Pero esas pláticas son las que más te trauman. Like, si dices nomás una palabra chistosa, it's like, they're gonna grow and think like, oh, my mom thought this was so funny. Like, she used this word to say this. She was so
Trust
silly.
me, I know, because like I said, my mom didn't explain a period to me. My dad did. And when I tell you that we were in the car, I remember this. Oh, we're driving, that I prayed to God that a hole would just open up underneath the car seat while we're driving at 80 miles an hour to just swallow me into the freeway, just so I wouldn't have to have this conversation. I was praying so hard. Hard. I was sitting there, I was like, we're driving and he's talking and I'm like, oh my God. I already learned about this at school. They even gave us a little goodie bag with deodorant in it.
Need this. I got my deodorant.
I got a goodie bag with deodorant and pads and tampons.
Oh my God.
Why are we talking about this?
Oh no.
So that's why I was like, I can't do that to my child. I have to tell her. It has to come from me.
You have to be the one. Yeah.
But that's how I did it. I kind of broke the ice with that, and it was helpful.
Okay.
For me, at least for me and her, it worked out that way. It was helpful. She asked me questions, and so then I was able to be like, okay, well, this is why, and this is the reason, and blah, 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 and about this age-ish or so, blah, blah, blah. And I did it the same way with Kelly. Okay. I got her a book, too, and then I was like, just take a look, any questions? And so same thing for her. So she would ask me, okay, well, what does it mean with this? What do they mean by this? What do they talk about with this? Blah, blah, blah. So now I'm like, we're good. I'll ask her and be like,
y dices, oh, Mari, nomás dale tu libro a Kelly, hay que lo lea.
No, I've had to buy her a new one. No, I didn't recycle books. I went and splurged. I bought a whole brand new book.
Oh my God.
I didn't do hand-me-downs on that one.
Oh, okay.
I got her a brand new book. She had her own. But it works because I feel like they're comfortable talking to me about body issues or things like that. Like I'll tell them, like, do you guys want me to wax your armpits? It's better than shaving, it really is.
Why even shave? God gave us hair for a reason. Mother Nature made us hairy
to
individuals.
Be smelly. We're trying to not be smelly.
It's probably for protection. I don't know.
Well, I'm waxing it off if I have to.
Girl, no.
But the whole point is that they're comfortable.
Yes.
To tell me things, to ask me questions, and let me know, like, oh, we're out of this, we're out of that, blah, blah, blah. Just, like, those little things.
Yeah.
Being comfortable enough to say, hey, Mom, we're out of pads. Can you go get some more? Like, that's a big deal for a young girl. So, again, they know they can trust me with it. They get older. More important things, they can talk to me about them.
Yep.
Because they can remember, be like, well, my mom never made it a big deal that I da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
She's just there, listened, did, boom, boom.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah. I know, es lo que te digo. Es como que estás jugando con, pues sí, pretty much jugando con el futuro de personas. It's like,
and it's a hard job.
Dealing with your own things. And then
that's what I'm saying, people.
Try not to.
I know it's hard enough to deal with your own kids, but please, when you send them out there into the world, like,
Yes.
You deal with them because you love them.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean everyone else does. So send out good people.
Yes.
Like, it's a community.
Let's raise good humans.
Let's raise the village to be on the right path and not
Yes.
be so selfish. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
it's hard, but that is mom life.
Oh God, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is mom life. And pues sí, también. Well, I guess yes, you're a mom and you gotta go through shit. Siento que no vas por tantas cosas when you're not a mom.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't a mom, I wouldn't be worried about like my own shit. Like healing through whatever it is that I went through. It's like, why? Who needs that? Pero ahora es como que my kids need me to heal through my shit so that I could give them a better mom and a better person and a better example.
Yeah.
So I gotta do it.
Yep. So shout out to all the parents who are also figuring it out and working through their own.
There's no ending, you know. There's never gonna be a moment where you're like, oh man, I'm done. I worked through all of my stuff.
No, because then comes whatever damage you're doing right now to your children. You don't even know, and you're a grandparent now, and now
it's like, man.
Well, like I told you, I always told my kids, I'm like, yeah, this grandma ain't babysitting. Me and your daddy be out traveling.
Yes.
We'll see you when we see you.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you better plan, porque tienes que tener mejor plan, porque your grandma's not going to be at home.
Exactly. I've been raising kids since I was 19.
Yep.
At some point, I need a little break.
Yes.
At some point.
No, sí. No me acuerdo qué show estábamos mirando, pero dijeron, I missed out on a lot of my young years to be raising you. Y mi mamá, mi hijo se me queda mirando y le says, that why you wanna be an empty nester so bad and you wanna travel? And I'm like, yes, that is exactly why. I missed out on all of my 20s, all of my teens. So yes, it's not because I don't love you.
No, yeah,
but I do want you out of my house. And I do want to travel, so
or at least at the very minimum, you don't gotta leave the house, but you at least have to be self-sufficient enough that I know you're not gonna burn it down when I come back. That you won't be dead being eaten by cats.
Y tampoco estés ahí con que, ¿por qué no me llevaron?
That too.
Boy,
understand that
you're a
you don't get
adult.
to go. That if we're trying to recreate a second honeymoon here, me and your dad, like, that does not involve you.
It's like, no, ya, yo ya te di mi tiempo a ti, now it's for me.
Right. Yeah. So you don't have to leave the house, but understand that you ain't coming with us on said vacation.
Yeah.
But you also got to be grown and be able to be self-sufficient and take care of your shit. And we have to be able to trust you. If I can't trust you, you're going to have to go spend it with your sisters.
En ese tiempo it's like
you're going to have to go babysit your 30-year-old self.
You're going back to grandma babysitting again.
Look. We'll leave you some food.
It's like, ahí te dejé congelado, ahí lo descongelas. Oh, no.
We'll find a way to fit you into the nursing home. We'll dress you up.
Yeah, no, but no.
Oh.
Yes.
But yeah. But no, I think this was a good chat.
Yeah.
It's a good chat. Got to unpack a lot. And hopefully there's a lot of people that can relate.
Yeah, they can relate and you know it's...
that bug is like coming over my way now.
Todas las mamás siempre estamos yendo por esto, like, how can I be better? How can I be better? Am I doing right by my kids? But there is really no way to find out until they have grown. Yeah. And, you know, all you can do is really do your best. Pero también don't go like into burnout trying to. Right. Because I think kids deserve a healthy mama, and instead of como una mamá que está ahí nomás tratando de estresada. So es mejor que, like,
just
take your
it day
time.
by day.
It's like, what, mom can't really function well today. It's like, but I'm here.
Yeah.
If you need me, I'm here, but I am gonna be napping.
For real. Be like, how when you were a baby and you were just a pain in the ass, we sent you to take a nap?
Yeah.
I'm putting myself in timeout. I'm being
a
pain in the ass.
Before I snap at you,
I'm gonna take a nap.
Go take a nap. But yes, you're doing great, mamas. You are doing great out there. So
just take it day by day.
Keep on doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up then.
Yes.
Call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for hanging in there with us. We hope you enjoyed our little stories and anecdotes, and we hope that, maybe you heard something you would want to try. Period books are available at Target.
We're going to have to get Target to sponsor you.
I think if we could get Target to sponsor, it would be amazing. Because no, not even that. If I could just get a Target in Paris.
That's
Target
true.
CEO of Target, if you're listening, just... I don't even need a super Target. I won't even be, greedy. Just give me a Target in Paris. Somewhere. Yeah. I'll drive my happy ass. If you want me to go to the edge of Mead Valley, Meadowbrook, anywhere in the Paris vicinity,
yep,
I will drive there. But can I just get a Target, please?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If anyone knows the CEO of Target, just forward them this message. Just okay, how can we get a Target in here a little faster?
What do we need to do?
What exactly?
Yes.
Do we got to petition? Do we got to sign stuff? Do I got to go door to door? Be like, you want Target? Sign here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes.
Yep.
Pues ojalá que sí nos lo traigan.
Who knows? One day, pipe dreams.
Bueno.
All right. Well, thank you. This has been The Real Deal with
Karen and
Maribel. And, please subscribe.
Yes,
and follow us. Comment if you have any questions. We will see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.